Okay, so today I came across an issue in my lesson planning, which was I really wanted to get through heaps of content today, but I just didn't have the time. And so I was faced with this dilemma. How do I teach all of this stuff in a short period of time? What is the best way to get the kids to catch on to this? And I had it some time beforehand, and I just happened to read this quote from a book. It's a leadership book, and it said, "It's the teacher's responsibility to activate a search for knowledge in their students. When you say something directly, it's not as potent as when you allow people to discover it for themselves." So in this case, students. So I guess what I learned today was, leading up to my lesson, I really needed to think about how could I use the time best, and how could I set up activities in which the kids could take initiative and find out the information for themselves. So this is, I guess, less about getting through the content and more about how to direct students to take initiative. I don't think I've learned enough about that. And I guess I kept reading, and it made me think that, the kids are going to want me to just tell them stuff. So when I say it's a teacher's responsibility to go out there and spark a search for knowledge, I don't mean you don't do anything. If a child asks you a straightforward question, of course you give them a straightforward answer. But what I'm saying is, I just think it's so important that students are working towards answering questions independently without me spoon feeding them. So I guess from today, something that I could have only learnt in the context of lesson planning and actually having to go out and teach, something that I learnt is, in a small space of time, when it's tempting just to get the kids to rote learn. Old school, traditionally, kids were thought to be learning if they were writing down heaps and heaps of stuff. But that doesn't mean they're learning. Rote learning doesn't mean they're absorbing it. And I just think it's going to be so much more powerful if I learn how to interest the kids, interest the students in what we're doing, spark an interest in the topic, so that they want to go out and dig a bit deeper and work towards their own understanding. Because as the quote said, when you say something directly, it's not as potent as when you allow people to discover it for themselves. So that was a bit of a long one. Sorry, a bit rambly. I'm still getting there. But yeah, how do we as pre-service teachers prompt our students to independently discover new things? That's all.